Hey, it's Dorleen. Welcome to my channel and my creative life. I am on a YouTube hop with the Iron Crafter Challenge where Tara gives us some items, or in this case, a couple of items. Usually it's one item of what we're supposed to be bashing or really trying to use up in our stash. So this month there's 3 different things. One was stamps, which I just showed you the peanut stamps that I'm going to be using. One is some kind of die cut, and the other was embossing powder. Now, I don't use my embossing powder very often, and you're going to see that you can realize that soon because some of it was kind of clumpy, but it still worked out okay. But the first thing I was going to do, now I remembered my granddaughter's birthday. This was in 2022, which I'm working on that year. She had a Peanuts shirt, a shirt with Snoopy and Charlie Brown. My daughter-in-law is really cute because with my older granddaughter and now Daisy, and I'm sure she is with the third baby, every year she gets a different birthday shirt for them, which is really cool. And like I said, for Daisy, it just happened to be the Peanuts. So I was really excited about that because first of all, I love the Peanuts. And second of all, I have this set of stamps that, even though I love them, you know how it is, I hardly ever use them. So I went ahead and stamped those before I started the layout because I wanted the ink to kind of absorb and dry out before I started trying to color them, etc. So they're over there to the side. But in the meantime, I'm working on the layout. Now, I knew that I wanted like blue because the number 3 on her shirt was this really pretty bright blue. And also the cake had pink frosting. So that's why I was using different scraps of blue and pink. So I went through my scrap folders or my little bags, and I saw that really cute happy birthday one, which I think it's supposed to be kind of like a Disney theme because it says magical birthday, but I love the colors and it works for me. So I took some blue cardstock, cut those down. I took that one piece of the birthday one, which is very dominant with the pink. And then I am going to use that zip strip for, it's like a diagonal stripe on the bottom of that pink pattern paper one. So now I have a general idea where I'm putting the papers and also the photos. So now I'm going to fussy cut out these images of the Peanuts gang. Now, I could have stamped it directly onto the layout, but at the time I wasn't sure what I was doing. And I'm actually kind of glad that I did it separately because I think it looks a lot cuter and it kind of adds some dimension as far as the height of putting them up. So you're not going to have to see me fussy cut all of these. The magic of video is I snap my fingers and they're all cut out. Wouldn't that be great? So I'm just going to clean up this little strip because for some reason it's a little crooked, and then I'm going to cut it down just a little bit, but I'll do that later. Right now it's 12 inches and I'm going to leave it like that just because I'm still not really 100% sure what I'm doing. But you know what? You're going to do the Peanuts. You're not going to have any problem making this a cute layout. So I just started kind of laying out the pieces. I'm thinking, okay, what am I going to do? So Schroeder's, playing Happy Birthday, of course. Lucy's got to be next to Schroeder because, she loves him. And then I kept Pigpen a little bit farther on the outside because, he's dirty, so he doesn't need to be near cake. And then Chuck Brown, come on, Charles. Charlie, I just feel like you're always kind of, good grief. All the bad things happen to him. So I put him at the end. I put Snoopy dancing next to the music because, why not? You want the music as loud as possible. And then just the direction of Peppermint Patty and Linus, I just kind of put them over there on the right side. So kind of thought about where I was placing them, but also not really. I didn't want to fully color these images. I just kind of put a little bit of color on each one, put a little brown on Pigpen, because that's pretty much what he's all about. I didn't worry about skin color, or even all their clothes. There's only a few of them that I actually colored in their clothes. But I like that because I didn't want it to overwhelm. And sometimes, I'm going to be honest, I'm not the world's best colorer, and I didn't want to color them and then realize I did not like them. So I just kind of kept them very plain because either way, like I mentioned, they're going to be cute. So now it's my embossing powder. So I use some Versamark and I'm using this stamp. It's an old one from Stamping Up, and I'm basically using it just as a background. It says celebrate. And I'm really trying to do this like tone on tone. So I grabbed some blue embossing powder and I'm just going to do that blue embossing powder onto that blue cardstock. And I'm telling you, when it's all said and done, it's exactly what I want it to look like. Just really like a background, tone on tone, nothing really like in your face, but just a little subtle. I really tried to speed this up, and I was going to cut this part out, but don't you love when you're using these powders and as it's melting and it just starts warping into what it needs to be, right? I love, love, love watching embossing powder turn into that gel, I guess is what it is. I don't know, but you know exactly what I'm talking about. I just think that's so cool. And like I mentioned, it's exactly what I wanted it to be, just tone on tone, with the word celebrate, not really in your face, but just kind of there. This is where I trim down that pink diagonal stripe, and I'm just now adhering everything down on the white layout base and trying to remember where I had it. I couldn't even remember if I had the blue on the left side or the right side, but whatever. And the funny thing is I end up changing the placement of the pictures. I just wasn't feeling it right. I kind of thought I would do like a journal box over there on that left-hand side next to the bigger picture. I knew I was going to do a big 3 or some kind of 3 with my Cricut. That's the die cut portion of it. But again, I didn't have them already cut out, so I still wasn't 100% sure. So once I glued down the peanuts, gang, I knew I wanted them in that order. And that's when I kind of started playing with the photos, and I realized, nope, I like them just going horizontal like that. I think it works better, especially when I start putting up the titles. I wanted to show you really quick. Now, you probably saw I did it really quick. The white part of the celebrate and even the white of the 3 are actually the backside of that pink stripe paper. And because it was solid white and it's a good thickness, I thought, I'm not dragging out another piece of white cardstock. It worked fine. That pink had been in my scrap pile forever, so I wasn't wasting pink paper, nothing like that. Oh, here, you can see it here. It just works perfect for what I need it for. And I'm just, like I said, using scrap paper, so I feel really good about that. Now what I decided to do, because again, all that white, I just thought, oh, it looks so boring. So I grabbed colors that were matching the paper. So the blue, the pink, the teal, yellow. And I'm going to use that Celebrate stamp, and I'm going to do just a random stamping of that one stamp just all over that top area. Now, as an afterthought, I probably should have did it on that left side of the photo because it's just plain white there. But you know what? It's fine. So I did all that, and then I realized, you know what? I'm not even sure if I really like it. I don't know, I just wasn't feeling it. And you know how when you're not feeling it, sometimes you just got to walk away. That's what I did. I walked away. Went downstairs, watched some basketball. Today was the start of March Madness, so we're all about basketball, college basketball at the house. Came back up, and I'm like, okay, I'm going to do some more heat embossing. So I stamped these really fun, like starbursts. I have a larger one and a smaller one. And I start putting this powder on it, and it's this really pretty black, kind of holographic. And this is what I'm talking about. It just came out in clumps. So I probably had it in my stash forever. And apparently it doesn't stay well. And then as I'm doing it, I'm like, how am I moving this stuff around? Oh my God, it was a mess, like all over the place mess. And then I realized I didn't let that ink dry enough, because a lot of the stamping of the word celebrate and all, the definition or whatever, it was catching the embossing powder. So my first thought was, are you kidding me? I just ruined everything. But then I thought, this is just a background thing anyways. It didn't matter. And really, the more sparkle, the better. I felt like when this dried, I didn't get that really nice layered embossing. It just seemed more like shiny. So I don't know if that's the embossing powder I had, or it was just so old, that's what happened. But either way, I got shiny black, and it's cool. I'm telling you folks, it looks really cool in person. It's hard to tell how shiny it is. But I also wanted to add some smaller. I didn't want to pull out the embossing powder again, so I just used black ink, and I used that smaller starburst. And I just kind of started stamping all over wherever I felt needed an extra starburst. And that's about it. I did have to shake that off quite a few times because I had that embossing powder, glitter, whatever you want to call it, kind of all over the place. I really wanted to work that 3 over there by the Celebrate 3, because I thought that was a cute title all in one place. And then when I just moved that celebrate a little bit to the left, it worked fine. I don't know what made me, it took so long for me to figure that one out. But that's basically it. I love it. I was really happy the way it turned out. And sorry, I was supposed to talk about this hop. So all the information is in the information box, all the different hoppers. Again, this hop is a Facebook one. If you want to be included for other times, believe me, all the information is in the information box, as well as a link to my blog and my Instagram account. If you like this, give me a thumbs up. Make sure you hit that subscribe button if you're not already a subscriber. I do post 2 videos a week. One is always scrapbooking, and the other is whatever it is I'm creating in the in the command center, which is the name of my craft room, and also my blog. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure you hop along and leave comments. Bye.